What's happening, MJ traders and investors? It's Thursday, June 16th. Hope you're well today. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth. In this short video, going to be discussing the MJ stocks that I bought today. I bought Others Fear, and buying blood in the street, even if the blood is your own, as Warren Buffett would say, buy when there's fear and sell when there's greed. And I'm buying Others Fear today. Let me know in the comments below if you bought Others Fear, if you picked up some more MJ stocks. I was waiting. I was going to do it yesterday, but I decided to hold off and do it today. I'll discuss why here in a moment. Before we get to it, though, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can subscribe, tick the bell, and be notified on any future updates. The reason why I didn't want to add yesterday is because the interest rate decision was coming out, and SPY had a daily bear flag that was potentially confirming. We did have some gaps in the chart, one at 389, one at 401. So we did have a potential for a pretty big bounce to occur on the daily, but we didn't get above the 0.32. So we'll just draw it out here for you. Anything under 388 was a potential daily bear flag, and we needed to lose support there at 370.59, which we did today. So we're confirming that daily bear flag. We had interest rates go up 75 basis points, a little bit more than was expected. 50 was expected, I believe. So I figured that we would likely see more downside with this daily bear flag. Keep in mind, though, that we're now daily and weekly oversold on the S&P 500. I would expect a bounce soon. And if we take a look at the daily bear flag and measured move, that would take us down to around the 350 area on SPY. So you just take the move from the high to the low, you measure it from the 0.32 fib, and that would bring us actually below, that would actually bring us down below 350, around the 346 area. Again, we could still see a little bit more downside, but that was why I held off on my MJ purchases. I did purchase in order from largest to smallest. These are the purchases I made today. I made 4 purchases in total in my MJ portfolio. This was all done within my registered retirement savings account. So the first one I added was MSOS. This is the biggest position I added. Not the first time I bought MSOS. I think my average is around $15 now, but essentially we're weekly oversold. This is the biggest position I added today. Second biggest position I added was Tilray, and we're weekly and daily oversold here as well. And again, I didn't add yesterday because I figured that we could potentially see a bit more downside today with that SPY bear flag, and that's exactly what happened. We did break to a lower low. Granted, we haven't really been dropping that much, and we have no daily resistance until $4.11, essentially $1 away. And after that, nothing until $4.75. Very bullish on Tilray long term. This is a long-term no-touch hold for me, essentially going to be holding until we get to U.S. legalization. This is the case for all of my MJ positions, but I will gladly buy Others Fear. This is the first time I bought any MJ in over a month. I think it was about a month and a half. My third largest purchase today was Hexo. Was targeting this previous resistance. We're now confirming as support, and we've been respecting this line now for quite some time. And you can see here coming back and testing that to confirm support. I did have a target of about 20 cents. And after the deal amendment and the financials that came out recently, I did videos on those. You can check that out. Held up relatively well, all things considered. Generally, when SPY was, it was down 3% today. Finished the day down 3%, over 3%, almost 3.5%. Generally, the rule of thumb is when SPY, the S&P 500, is down 3 or 4%, you can expect individual stocks to be down 3 or 4 times as much. So by that logic, we would expect most stocks to be down about 9 to 12%, and Hexo is only down about the same amount today at 3%, and same with Tilray, less than 3% there, and MSOS 3%. So it does seem like the selling pressure is starting to subside a little bit here, but I did add to my Hexo position. Hexo is my biggest position and the biggest holding I have in my MJ portfolio, so that's why I went more heavy on Tilray and MSOS to diversify. Let me know in the comments below if you bought anything today or over the last couple of days with this market downturn. Then last but not least, I added Body and Mind today as well. It was down 20% today, bam. And I added, I sold it a while ago when the rest of the sector was capitulating, and I just bought it back again today. And taking a look at the all-time high, even if we just go back to previous all-time highs, which, leading into U.S. legalization and safe banking, if this thing gets uplisted to the NASDAQ or the NYSE, this thing could easily go back to all-time highs, and you're looking at a 25x, 26x from here. That's about a $1,000 investment into $25,000. So I'll take that risk to reward all day long, and I'll be buying Others Fear. And buy when there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is your own. I know not very many people want to catch a falling knife, but as long as you have a plan, as long as you're not investing and breaking the golden rule, as long as you're not investing any more than you're willing to lose, as long as you're following and sticking to a plan. My plan all along was, for about a year ago, is I'm going to start averaging into MJ again. And that was after I was selling into the February 2021 highs. I started buying back again in March and in April. Granted, I don't think anybody thought we were going to go through this long of a bear market, and I started to average in a little bit too quickly, but luckily I was able to short the S&P 500 as a hedge, and when the S&P 500 went down and my short went up, I took those profits and bought more beaten down MJ. I was able to dollar cost average there, and I also held a ton of cash on the side. I own more cash than anything in my portfolio. I own more crypto than I do MJ, and I have more real estate than I do crypto, right? So I'm diversified not just in MJ, amongst MSOs, LPs, so American and Canadian companies. I also have retailers. I did a video today on High Tide. You can check that out on their earnings. Very bullish on that one long term as well. So retailer, picks and shovels, right? In the gold rush, it wasn't just the people looking for gold, it was the picks and shovels. So again, retailers are sort of the picks and, the producers are the picks, and the producers are the ones, searching for gold essentially, and the retailers are the picks and shovels. And as we know, during the gold rush, the ones who made the most money were the ones selling the picks and shovels, right? The utensils. So again, I have diversification amongst my MJ portfolio. Keep in mind, MJ is my smallest portfolio at the moment. Next is crypto, then real estate. I also have mutual funds as well. And my biggest position in my entire account is cash at the moment. And I'm glad that I saved that cash on the side. And what are you doing to protect in case we do see that bear flag confirm on SPY and we do target, 350 or just under 350? What are you doing? Are you keeping some cash on the side? Are you hedging your MJ longs with a S&P 500 short like I was? Again, my way isn't the right way. There's no right or wrong way. There's only your way, and you need to have a plan, right? My plan all along was to just dollar cost average, and I'll be selling once U.S. legalization happens, right? Once U.S. legalization happens, we're likely going to see all-time highs across all of the sector, not just a few names like it was last year in February. It's going to be the whole sector, both U.S., both Canadian, both retailers, everything is going to be at all-time highs. And I truly think that the people who weather this storm, the next time we confirm weekly and monthly uptrends and enter a bull market in MJ is where we're going to see parabolic moves and new price discovery leading into the biggest catalyst of our lifetimes that'll only happen once, which is U.S. legalization. So again, my plan has unwavered. I am just buying other people's fear. I'm buying the dips, and I didn't invest any more than I was willing to lose. I have tons of cash on the side to continue to dollar cost average if that happens. I'm also hedging the S&P 500 short. The next time the S&P 500 does bounce on the weekly and the monthly, I'm also going to be looking to add more short positions again to hedge those MJ longs, and then I'll look to do the same. When I make profit on my short positions on the S&P 500, I'm going to rotate those profits into more beaten down MJ and continue to dollar cost average. And I'm looking at a few other names to add to my MJ portfolio. I added a few other positions, not in MJ, but in other areas like crypto, just dollar cost averaging in there as well. And I'm going to take a look at a few different properties later on this week as well, looking to potentially buy another property in real estate. So again, let me know in the comments below if you bought anything today, what you're buying, American, a mix of Canadian and American MJ. Always love hearing from you. If you could smash the like one more time on your way out, I would appreciate it. And tick the bell to be notified on any future updates. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll see you in the next video.